Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you some high school baseball action between the visiting Wellesley High Raiders and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. There were some real question marks about whether or not this game was going to happen. You know, New England decided to be extra New England today. Opened us up with what looked like a nice day, and then around 10:30, hit us with some rain for about a half hour. And I don't know how well you can see on the stream. The field conditions not ideal. And initially, it seemed like this game was going to be canceled. But then, they decided, we'll give it a try, see what happens. And so we're going to give it a try and see what happens. So this will be the first home game of the season for Brookline. This game was originally supposed to be played on Wednesday, but, the weather wasn't good that day either. So that game ended up getting canceled or postponed to today, where it almost got postponed for a second time. And then, of course, Brookline was supposed to play yesterday at Needham, and that game got postponed as well. The weather has not been great this week. But Brookline hoping to bat 500 instead of 250 in terms of games actually happening. And in terms of game results, they'll be looking for something a little better than they got in their season opener on Monday at Newton South. The Warriors falling to the Lions that day by a final score of 7-1. Some offensive struggles for the Warriors. Just 2 hits and 15 strikeouts. They'll be looking for a change of fortunes here today. So with that said, let's take a look at the lineups for the two teams coming in today. We'll start with the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Leading off for the home team, playing center field, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Batting second, playing second base, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting third and playing third, number 9, Charlie Engelman. In the cleanup spot, the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Jernigan. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 7, Daniel Villa. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. Batting eighth and playing behind the plate, number 2, Nathan Turetsky. And batting ninth and taking the mound for Brookline today, number 16, Jake Levin. Playing just defense for today, out in right field, number 13, Nico Hart. So that is the lineup for Brookline today. Kravitz in center, Sawada at second, Engelman at third, Jernigan the DH, Villa in left, Rothman at first, Dialchand Erickson at short, Turetsky at catcher, Levin at pitcher, and Hart just playing defense in right field. So that's the lineup for Brookline, and now as the Brookline fielders do come out for their warm-ups, let's take a look at the roster for Wellesley. Unfortunately, I was only able to get last names, but I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. Leading off for Wellesley and playing center field, number 18, O'Neill. Batting second, playing third base, number 27, Banish. Batting third and playing first base, number 20, Leibenthal. Batting cleanup and playing left field, number 17, Maxwell. Batting fifth, playing right field, number 10, Albertson. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 22, Falcone. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 3, Kenny. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 1, McChesney. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 21, Gopal. Playing in just the field for Wellesley today at second base, number 6, Byer. So that is the lineup for Wellesley. O'Neill in center, Banish at third, Liebenthal at first, Maxwell in left, Albertson in right, Falcone the DH, Kenny on the mound, McChesney at short, Gopal the catcher, and playing just defense, Byer at second base. So we see Levin warming up on the mound. It's a really interesting parallel to last year. Jake Levin, of course, was the opening day pitcher for Brookline. Took on Wellesley's hitters right here at Warren Field last year, and it was a tough outing for Brookline. They ended up losing 7-0 as Wellesley threw a collective no-hitter against the Warriors' bats, while fielding errors kind of sunk the Warriors on defense. And it's going to be very interesting. It is still early in the season, so fielders maybe not as sharp as they might be later on in the year. And then you add in the poor field conditions. You know, it could be potentially an error-filled contest on both sides. And for Levin, the way he pitches, that could make things really difficult. You know, he's not a strikeout machine. He's more of a pitch-to-contact kind of guy. And so his fielders have to be feeling it behind him, you know, if he's going to have a good outing. So it's going to be a real test for Levin. It's going to be a real test for the fielders behind him. You know, Wellesley, a traditionally strong baseball program, so everything adding up to a tough contest, but the Warriors are going to stand up to that challenge, and they're going to stand up to it starting here in the top of the first with the leadoff hitter, the center fielder for Wellesley, number 18, O'Neill. Levin, the first pitch of the day, comes in low for ball one. Now the 1-0 pitch, and it comes in low again for ball two. Levin working things low to start out, maybe trying to produce a ground ball. So far a 2-0 count, and he takes a minute to step off of the mound and exchange the baseballs. Here comes the pitch, and this one now comes in high, 3-0. Levin sets. 3-0 pitch, comes in high for ball four. A leadoff walk for O'Neill. Puts a runner at first with nobody out. As now coming up the third baseman, number 27, Banish. O'Neill's leading off from first. Pitch from Levin. Comes in low for ball one. Levin still looking for his first strike of the outing after a 4-pitch walk to lead things off. The 1-0 pitch. Down the middle for strike one. Connect. There it is. Okay, we didn't miss any pitches. Don't worry, folks. 1-2 pitch. Just low, ball two. That one was a close one. Levin definitely placing his pitches a lot better this at bat. As he checks on O'Neill at first once again. 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off and stumbles. It's low for ball 3. Oh, he's completely caught. He slipped completely. He had no footing whatsoever, and now they got him in a rundown. Sawada's chasing him. Throws it to first. Levin tags him. The field conditions play their big role for the first time, and it's against the base runner. Mark, that is a caught stealing. O'Neill took off. I'm sorry, I had my camera on the pitcher and catcher because the pitch was being thrown as it's now a full count, but O'Neill just slipped on his way to second, tried to turn around and come back to first, slipped and fell on his way back to first, and he just had nowhere to go. He was just trapped and eventually caught in the pickle, as that was ball 4 to walk Banish. So we've got one out now with a runner again on first after the walk to Banish, and it's the first baseman, number 20, Leibenthal, now at the plate. First pitch is in there for strike 1. One out, runner on first, 0-1 the count. So far we've had back-to-back walks, but one guy caught stealing. 0-1 pitch gets away from the catcher, and Banish is going to get down to second. And so that'll make the count 1-1. Runner now on second. 1-1 pitch, and this one is fouled over the backstop. That is actually our first bat-to-ball contact so far today. We had a 4-pitch walk and then a 6-pitch walk. And now out of these 3 pitches, we got 1 foul ball. 1-2 pitch. It hits him. Leibenthal is hit by the pitch, and that'll put runners at first and second with 1 out. What is happening? Sorry, my keyboard was messing with me there for a second as I tried to adjust the scoreboard. Now at the plate is number 17, the left fielder, Maxwell. Levin checks the lead runner at second, delivers the pitch, and it gets away from the catcher again. We've got another wild pitch to advance both runners. It's going to put the count at 1-0. To Maxwell, the cleanup hitter, as we've now got a meeting at the mound with Levin, his catcher Turetsky, and manager Brendan O'Connor. Runners at second and third now. Pitch. In there for a strike. Wind up in the pitch. He's got contact. This is in play, and that's going to go through to center field. Runner is going to be held at third. No, he's going to take off now. A hesitation, but he does come home, as I think Kravitz might have juggled it out in center. Hard to tell. But Wellesley gets on the board with a 2-run single by Maxwell and takes a 2-0 lead. Now up is number 10, the right fielder, Albertson. Pitch. Catches the high corner, strike one. Now this pitch, he's got contact again. It's at Sawada at second, throws to second for one, on to first. Oh, I think they got it. They got the double play, 4-6-3. So the Brookline defense digs it out, but not without some damage dealt. 2-0 through the first half inning. In the top of the first, O'Neill drew a leadoff walk, but got caught stealing in part due to the slippery base paths. Banish drew a walk as well, would advance twice on wild pitches, and then ultimately come home on an RBI hit. Liebenthal, a similar fate. He got hit by a pitch, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then came in on the same hit. That hit being the two-run single up the middle by Maxwell, scoring Banish and Liebenthal before Albertson grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. And again, credit to the Brookline fielders on that one. Like I said, field conditions not ideal. I was actually pretty impressed with the first baseman, Eli Rothman, for, scooping up the ball on a low hop in these conditions. I mean, that's not a gimme play. But he sure made it look like it was. So the Wellesley fielders now taking their spot on the defense. Number 3, the pitcher, Kenny, throwing his warm-ups to his catcher, number 21, Gopal. Due up for Brookline will be Ryan Kravitz, Keenan Sawada, and Charlie Engelman. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this high school baseball game here at Warren Field. Remember, if you enjoy this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, and if you got anything you want to say, feel free to say it in the live chat. Catcher throws down to second to end the warm-ups. And now for Brookline, leading off will be the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Kravitz went 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout on Monday against Newton South. And he'll be hoping for some better results here today against Wellesley's pitcher, Kenny. First pitch. Catches the corner high, strike one. Kenny shakes off a pitch, gets one he likes, and delivers. And Kravitz makes contact, sends it out to right. The right fielder is under it, and he's got it. Albertson tracks it down, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So now coming to the plate for Brookline, second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, and he sends it foul. That'll be strike one. Sawada, of course, started that 4-6-3 double play that ended the top of the first inning. And at the plate, he is coming off an 0 for 2 performance at the plate against Newton South with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. As this next pitch comes in low for ball one. That was Sawada's varsity debut on Monday, and he did make the most of it. Like I said, came in with a run scored. As he makes some contact here, flies it out to left. Left fielder's tracking it, and he's got it. So back-to-back flyouts as Maxwell tracks that one. Brookline getting the bat on the ball, which is good to see after the struggles they had on Monday. But nothing going to the spots they want so far. Now at the plate, the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Apologies for the shaky camera. The wind is starting to gust out here at Warren. As this next pitch comes in low as well, that'll be ball 2. Two and 0, and this one is well outside and past the catcher for ball 3. Engelman coming off an 0 for 3 performance with 2 strikeouts on Monday against Newton South. But now with a very good chance of getting on base with a 3-0 count. But not on that pitch, as that one hits the zone for strike 1. And this one gets fouled over the backstop. Count is now full to Engelman. Again, desperately sorry for all the wind that's probably coming through my mic and all the shakiness of the camera. As Engelman, a hesitation swing, sends it into right field. A diving catch, he caught it! Albertson ends it with a fielding gem. And he makes 2 catches out in the outfield, out in right field, as Brookline goes down 1-2-3 with 3 consecutive flyouts to the outfield. Kravitz led off and flew out to right. Sawada came up next, flew out to left, and then Engelman flew out to right. So through 1 inning, our score here at Warren Field, Wellesley 2, Brookline 0. Due up for the Raiders will be Falcone, Kenny, and McChesney. So here we go, top of the second inning. Wellesley leads Brookline 2-0. Leading off for the Raiders, the designated hitter, number 22, Falcone. First pitch from Jake Levin comes in low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is sliced foul for strike 1. Levin in the first inning had a little bit of trouble with the control of his pitches, 2 walks and a hit by pitch that ultimately set things up for a 2-run single that has the score where it is now. as this pitch comes in for strike 2. You know, if Levin is able to settle down and hit his spots, you know, this game's not out of reach yet. 1-2 pitch is sent foul, almost hit someone in the dugout there, but that foul ball is going to leave it at 1-2. One-two pitch. Gets contact again, foul up the first base side. Just out of reach of Rothman, and it will keep Falcone alive at 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch, and this one comes in over the head, and that's going to be 2-2. Two-two pitch, hard contact, weird bounce off the mound, and could not be collected cleanly by Dialchand Erickson. Would have been a tough play regardless. I can't mark something like that as an error. I'm going to give a single to Falcone on that one. That's going to put a runner at first for the pitcher, number 3, Kenny. Falcone with a small lead off of first. And showing bunt, but the pitch goes over Turetsky's head, and Falcone is going to trot down to second. Third wild pitch of the day so far for Levin, as the count is now 1-0. Checks on Falcone at second. Showing bunt again. Again, the pitch comes in high for ball 2. I'm not sure if, maybe Levin's just throwing a really hard ball, trying to mess up the bunt attempt, and it's causing him to throw the pitch really high. 2-0. Again, the bunt pulls back. This one comes in low, ball 3. So 3-0, the count to Kenny. Falcone stands at second with nobody out here on the top of the second. Levin still checking on Falcone. Steps off the mound. Exchanges the baseballs again. .30 pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 4. So Kenny was lining up to try and make a sac bunt, and instead he gets a free pass to first. Runners now at first and second, now up the shortstop, number 1, McChesney. First pitch to McChesney. He shows bunt. He lays it down. Chased down by Levin. Thought about throwing for third. He throws for first. Just barely gets him. So that'll be the first out. Now runners at second and third. Now up is Gopal. First pitch, and he sends one foul over my head. That'll be strike one. And now we got a little dribbler up the third baseline. This will be foul for strike two. Oh, and 2 the count to go Paul. Pitch. This one comes in outside for ball one. Runners at second and third, 1 out. The 1-2 pitch, and it's sliced foul into the backstop. That'll stay. At 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch, and this one comes in low. Turetsky manages to block it. That will be ball two. Two-two pitch. Contact right at Levin. Levin catches it, wasn't able to turn to. His fielders weren't quite ready to be back at the base. But a line out right back to the pitcher makes it 2 outs, leaves the runners where they are, and brings up the leadoff hitter, number 18, O'Neill. O'Neill drew a 4-pitch walk to lead off the top of the first and got caught between the bases as he now takes strike one. Oops. Gotta catch up my counts on the scoreboard there. This pitch, he's got some good contact out in the outfield. Kravitz on his horse, dives, can't reach it. This is going to go for extra bases as 2 more runs come in, and O'Neill stands at second. Four to nothing now, the Wellesley lead. As now Banish comes to the plate. He also walked his last time up, and he later came in to score. Levin checks the runner at second and fires. That is a strike. Turetsky lost track of it for a second, but runner did not go. Oh, and 1 the count. And this one is sliced foul. Levin with an early lead this at bat at 0-2. O'Neill stands at second after the 2-run double to left center. And this pitch comes in high, gets past Turetsky, and that's going to be another advance on a wild pitch. One and two, the count to Banish. Two outs, runner now at third. And that pitch just barely misses. That looked like it might have been strike three, but instead it's ball two. And swung on and missed. Levin gets his first strikeout of the day. And that ends the top of the second. Wellesley tacks 2 more runs on the board off of the 2-out double from O'Neill. And so Brookline will be facing a 4-run deficit as they send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters out to face Kenny here in the bottom of the second. That'll be Connor Jernigan, Daniel Villa, and Eli Rothman. Question in the live chat from Donnell O'Neill, who's catching? And the catcher for Brookline today is Nathan Turetsky. And the catcher for Wellesley is Gopal. Again, I wasn't able to get last names for Wellesley, unfortunately. Coming to the plate now for Brookline to lead off the bottom of the second, the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Jernigan. First one catches the low corner for strike one. Jernigan came in as a pinch hitter on Monday against Newton South, went 0 for 1 with a strikeout, as this one skips in for ball one. This one also skips in, ball two. Kenny really trying to work the lower parts of the zone here. Jernigan, one of the bigger players on Brookline's roster, so, maybe Kenny's just trying to avoid giving him something at chest level. 2-1 pitch is low again, and this one is golfed foul. And that'll make it 2-2. Two-two pitch. He gets contact, pops it up, and it's going to stay on the infield dirt as it's caught by McChesney at short. Credit where credit's due. Brookline has now had 4 hitters. Every single one has put the ball in play so far, which again is a big improvement from what happened to them on Monday against Newton South. As that first one misses low and away for ball one against Daniel Villa. Villa on Monday went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Now the 1-0 pitch comes in outside for ball two. Like I said, on Monday, Brookline had 15 strikeouts, so they only put the ball in play 8 times the entire game. As that one misses away 3-0, and I actually think one of those times they put the ball in play, it was actually just caught in foul territory, so more like they put the ball in play 7 times. Now we're in the bottom of the second. They've already put the ball in play 4 times. Got to get better contact, but they're getting contact. It's a step forward. As that'll be strike one to Villa, a 3-1 count now to the Brookline left fielder. And this one, he makes contact. Oh, a diving catch at third. Banish with the gem, that one. That is the second highlight-worthy diving catch the Wellesley fielders have made through the first couple of innings, as Brookline's bad luck with the bats continues. 2 down now as coming up the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Rothman on Monday, he went 1 for 2 with a strikeout, had an infield single on a dribbler down the third base line as he swings and whiffs on that one for strike 2. That was just one of 2 hits on the day for Brookline, the other one being an RBI single by Harrison Seigel that brought in Brookline's only run. Pitch from Kenny, and Rothman fouls it off to keep the count at 0-2. Pitch and swung on and missed. Rothman goes down swinging, and that ends the second inning. We are through 2 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The score, Wellesley 4, Brookline 0. Due up in the top of the third for Wellesley will be the 3-4-5 hitters, Liebenthal, Maxwell, and Albertson. And there's that gusting wind again, as it is such a beautiful day for baseball. Beautiful in quote marks, of course. I mean, we've seen every condition. Sunny, rainy, cloudy, windy. It's all been packed into the early portions of this Saturday afternoon as we get ready for the top of the third inning here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Leading off for Wellesley is going to be Liebenthal. First pitch from Jake Levin is skied out to the outfield. Kravitz is tracking it out in center, and he's got it for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. A good start for the Brookline defense. The first time this game that Wellesley's leadoff hitter has not reached first base. As now number 17, Maxwell, comes to the plate. The lefty hitter got a 2-run single up the middle his last time up, and now he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Oh, excuse me. I think a little dust kicked up into my nose. I don't know how, with how muddy it is. The 1-0 pitch. In the zone, strike 1. One pitch. Inside, that'll be ball 2. Here comes the pitch. Makes contact. It's a pop-up, and that's going to go out of play. 2-2, the count to Maxwell. 1 out, which I forgot to mark on the scoreboard. My apologies. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the third inning. 2-2 pitch. Makes contact as a grounder to first. Rothman bobbles it. Oh, Sawada recovered but couldn't make the throw to first. And so Maxwell will reach on an E3. So runner on first now with 1 out as Albertson comes to the plate, hoping for a better result than what he got his last time up, an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Maxwell leads off from first. First pitch is sent foul over the backstop. That'll be strike 1. A 1 pitch, and it's fouled again. Caught a piece of it and sent it to the backstop for strike 2. And 2, the count to Albertson. Maxwell taking a modest lead off from first. 0-2 pitch. It's a dribbler, gets past Rothman into right field. It's chased down in right. Maxwell is going to advance to third, and Albertson will hold at first. So it's going to be first and third with 1 out for the designated hitter, number 22, Falcone. First pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. They throw it down to second. Confusing sequence there, but ultimately it is a successful steal. Runners at second and third now with 1 out. Pitch. It's a dribbler up the third baseline, fielded by Engelman, holds the runner, throws to first, and gets him for out number 2. Well executed on the 5-3 ground out by Charlie Engelman. Makes it 2 outs. Coming up to the plate now is the pitcher, number 3, Kenny. First pitch to him is inside for ball 1. Kenny, his last time up, walked and later came in to score on the double by O'Neill. 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Levin hoping he can get out of the jam and put a 0 on the scoreboard for the first time after giving up 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. Pitch. That's contact. That's into the outfield, and that's going to bring in at least 1 more. Runner rounds third. He's coming for home. Cut off by Rothman. Throw to home. Safe. A 2-run single to center for Kenny makes it 6-0 Wellesley. Now with a runner on first, still 2 outs, up comes the shortstop, McChesney, as we've got a pinch runner for Wellesley. Looks like that's number 11, Palladino. First pitch to McChesney. Misses high and inside, ball one. McChesney, his last time up, he laid down a sacrifice bunt. Obviously not going to be going for any sacrifice plays here with 2 down. 1-0 pitch, and it skips away from the catcher again as Palladino goes to second. We got a meeting at the mound now for Levin, who has had a rough outing, to be sure. 6 runs allowed so far, and only 1 of them unearned. Well, actually, you could say 2 of them unearned. Those 2, of course, coming in this inning. They conclude meeting at the mound, as I believe the count is actually now 2-0 to McChesney. Palladino off second, as that pitch is in there for strike 1. And this one is sliced foul over the backstop. And so 2-2 is now the count. 2-2 pitch. Hits a grounder, taken by, no, it gets past Engelman. McChesney will reach on an E5. Brookline's fielders had no errors through the first couple innings, but now they've got 2 here in the third. Now up is the catcher, Gopal. Pitch, and this one's going to be sliced foul and out of play. Gopal, his last time up, he lined it right back to Levin, who made a nice catch on the play. Now he's got runners on the corners with 2 out here in the top of the third. McChesney takes off. Pitch comes in. Throw down to second. Oh, there was some hesitation. They might get him. They do! McChesney stopped between the bags. I'm not sure why. But he stopped, then kept going, and was caught. That was strange. But whatever you want to call it, that is going to end the top of the third inning. The score now, Wellesley 6, Brookline 0. Brookline will be sending its 7, 8, 9 hitters up to face Kenny, as they are still looking for their first base runner of the day. It'll be the shortstop, James Dialchand Erickson, the catcher, Nathan Turetsky, and then the pitcher, Jake Levin. So, okay, now it's reconnected. I don't know what that was, if that was a result of the wind or something. It's really gusting out here today. As coming to the plate for Brookline is number 21, James Dialchand-Erickson. He hits a dribbler foul up the third base line for strike one. Oh and 1 the count to the Brookline shortstop. Kenny delivers, and it comes in low for ball one. Dialchand-Erickson making his first plate appearance of the season. He did not get a chance to come to the plate on Monday despite making a relief appearance on the mound. As he smacks this one up the middle, it's going to be fielded by the second baseman and thrown to first for the 4-3 ground out. That was Byer who fielded that one, just playing defense for Wellesley today, as that'll make the first out here in the bottom of the third. Now up is the catcher, number 2, Nathan Turetsky, as he takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Turetsky also his first at bat of this season. As he does not check the swing there, that's going to be strike one. As that one comes in low, and this time Turetsky does hold his swing, that makes it a 2-1 count. And he gets contact. It's another dribbler over to second. It's taken by Byer and thrown to first for out number 2. So back-to-back 4-3 groundouts leave Brookline with two down, as the pitcher, number 16, Jake Levin, steps to the plate. And good contact on the first pitch, but it's right at the shortstop. Thrown to first, it's an error, and that's going to allow Levin to reach first base safely. It was some nice contact by Levin, and if it hadn't gone right at a fielder, I would have easily given him a base hit, because it probably would have just been a base hit. But it was right at the shortstop, McChesney, who threw the ball over the head of his first baseman. And so now Brookline has their first base runner of the day as they cycle back to the top of the order with number 3, Ryan Kravitz. And Kravitz golfs the first pitch foul over the backstop. Kravitz, his last time up, he flew out to right to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Kenny checks on Levin at first. The 0-1 pitch comes in low for ball one. One pitch, swung on and missed. Kravitz wanted that one. Instead, he will get strike 2. 1-2 the count to the Brookline center fielder. Kenny the pitch. That one comes in low and inside. 2-2. Levin takes off. Kravitz somehow gets it out in front of him. Catcher turns around, throws to first, and gets him in time. So that will end the third inning. The score through 3, Wellesley 6, Brookline 0. And as we are now 3 innings in, I am happy to tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts. Harvest Wealth Management is a full-service financial planning firm. They specialize in helping families with college-bound children maximize their financial aid and utilize other tax-driven strategies to reduce college costs. Harvest Wealth Management believes it's not about saving more for college, but paying less. So don't stress. Call Oliver Shawley at Harvest Wealth Management 781-902-0981 and ask for a complimentary meeting, or go online at harvestwm.com. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. And remember, you can see the information about any and all paying sponsors in the description section of this video, in case you missed the phone number or the website when I read it out. And as always, if you like the broadcast, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. And if you've got anything you'd like to say, feel free to say it in the live chat. But for now, we've got some more baseball on the way. We are 3 innings in. The visiting Wellesley Raiders hold a very comfortable 6-0 lead over the hosting Brookline Warriors. Due up for Wellesley will be Gopal, O'Neill, and Banish. Gopal was at the plate at the end of the 3rd inning, but McChesney was caught stealing second, and so Gopal returns to the plate. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Jake Levin out for his 4th inning of work. One-0 pitch is in there for strike 1. One pitch comes in high and inside. That's going to be ball 2. Gopal so far today 0 for 1 with a line out right back at the pitcher. This pitch is now skied out to right. It's being tracked and caught by Nico Hart. And that will be the first out of the inning. Now at the plate is the leadoff hitter, number 18, O'Neill. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. O'Neill has had a very exciting day at the plate so far. He is 1 for 1 with a double, 2 RBIs, a walk, and has been caught stealing. As this pitch comes in low for ball 2. Starting to get a little deja vu to O'Neill's first plate appearance. He was walked on 4 pitches, the first 2 coming in low. 2-0 pitch. This one comes in low and away, ball 3. O'Neill, 1 ball away from his second walk today. The 3-0 pitch. And that's going to be his second walk today. One out, and now a runner on first. as Banish comes to the plate. Banish's last time up, he struck out to end the top of the second. Of course, in the top of the first, he walked and would later score on a 2-run single by Maxwell. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. This pitch comes in low, gets past the catcher, and O'Neill is going to get down to second. 2-0 is now the count to Banish, and that is one of the riskier elements of high school baseball is more pitches are going to get away from you. As this one comes in low for ball 3, and those just give extra bases to your opponent when every base advancement really counts in this game. That one is down Broadway for strike 1. Make it a 3-1 count to Banish. And this one skips away from the catcher. It's a walk for Banish. And O'Neill will also advance to third. And now we got another meeting at the mound, and this might be the end of Levin's day. And indeed it will be. Levin trots off as number 8, Nady Kessler, takes the mound for the Warriors. So Kessler will inherit 2 runners on first and third with 1 out, as he'll get ready to face the number 3 hitter in the Wellesley lineup. That is the first baseman, Liebenthal. Kessler, of course, was the starting catcher on Monday, as it seems like Brookline's been rotating their catchers through these first couple of games. Kessler on Monday, Turetsky here today. Of course, big shoes that Brookline is trying to fill at the backstop after the graduation of Jasper Reed, who is not only one of the team's more powerful hitters, but also a very reliable catcher, blocking a lot of potential wild pitches and gunning runners down pretty well at second base. So Levin finishes the day having given up 6 runs through 3 1/3 innings. 2 runners he's on the hook for as Kessler comes in. 4 of Levin's current runs allowed were earned runs, as 2 unearned runs occurred in the top of the third, partially due to a fielding error. So 1 out, runners on the corners. Coming to the plate is number 20, Liebenthal, and we have a brief pause. First pitch from Kessler, runner takes off, comes in high for a ball. Turetsky's throw is high, caught by Sawada. Runner decided not to go, but Banish does successfully take second, and that'll be a 1-0 count to Liebenthal. Next pitch, high and away, ball 2. 2-0 pitch is sliced into foul territory and out of play. And that'll be strike one. Whenever it comes around the tree that's over my head, you always get worried that maybe it's going to bounce off a branch the wrong way. Fortunately, not that time. 2-1 pitch, makes contact into the field, fielded by Djalch and Erickson, throws to first, gets the out. 1 run comes in. O'Neill will score on the 6-3 ground out by Liebenthal. So that'll make it 2 down and a 7-0 game as Maxwell comes to the plate with a runner on third, and he swings and misses for strike one. Maxwell, of course, he had the 2-run single back in the first inning as he fouls this one to the backstop for strike two. His last time up, Maxwell reached on an error and later came in to score. And he reaches out and pops it into no man's land. That's going to drop for another RBI single for Maxwell. Banish comes in to score. Wellesley now up 8-0. So both inherited runners score as Albertson comes to the plate. Maxwell leads off from first, takes off on the first pitch, and the pitch is juggled and dropped by Turetsky. Couldn't even make a throw, as that makes it 1-0 the count. Kessler's pitch high and outside. That'll be ball two. That pitch is in there for strike one. Two and one, the count to Albertson. As this one comes in high for ball three. And that one's going to be outside for ball four. Albertson gets a free pass to first. And now coming up is Falcone. Falcone grounded out to third his last time up, as he now steps in with runners on first and second and 2 down. First pitch is outside for ball one. And this pitch, it's a high bouncer, back to third. Engelman fields it, throws to first, and gets Falcone in time. The 5-3 ground out puts an end to the top of the fourth inning. But the Wellesley Raiders keep up their tradition of 2 runs an inning, each inning so far. In that inning, it came off the back of an RBI ground out to short by Liebenthal, And an RBI single to center by Maxwell. Maxwell now 2 for 3 with a run scored and 3 RBIs. He's having a good day for Wellesley as Brookline will now come up, trying to get some offense going. Here in the bottom of the fourth, due-up will be Sawada, Engelman, and Jernigan. Kenny returns to the mound, and he's been doing just fine so far. 3 innings, no hits, no walks, no hit by pitches, only 1 strikeout, but he's been sending Brookline down for the most part in order. Just 1 base runner allowed so far, and that was on a throwing error by the shortstop. So there's the throw down to second. And that ends the warm-up. Now coming to the plate for Brookline, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left field. And he swings at the first pitch, sends it up the middle, and that's going to be juggled by the shortstop. He is not going to get it. And on good contact like that, I don't think it's controversial to say that is the first base hit of the day for Brookline. I mean, had McChesney been able to make that play, that would have been a spectacular play. So you can't really mark him as an error. You've got to give Sawada the base hit. Runner at first now. Sawada leads off the bag and dives back as Kenny checks on him. Sawada definitely giving off an impression that he's going to take off with the way he is leading off from first. At the plate is the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. First pitch to him, and it's a balk. They call a balk on Kenny. Now there's a rare sight, as Sawada's aggressive base running stance just manages to throw Kenny for enough of a loop that he commits the balk and puts Sawada in scoring position. Now the first pitch to Engelman comes in low for ball 1. Because I'm pretty sure that first pitch didn't count. The umpire came up with his hands up, which basically means dead ball, pitch doesn't count. So that one goes as the first pitch, and that'll be ball 1 to Engelman. Next one curves in for strike 1. Engelman 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right to end the first inning on a spectacular diving catch by Albertson around foul territory. Excuse me. 1-1 pitch comes in low for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. 3-1, the count to Engelman. And looks like we got a timeout called. I believe it was Engelman who called for that timeout. 3-1 pitch. That's going to come in low, and that's going to be a walk. So a single and a walk puts 2 runners on for the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Jernigan. Jernigan, his last time up, popped up to the shortstop. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Sawada leading off from second, Engelman at first. Kenny checks the lead runner. Checks again. Now the 1-0 pitch. Skips in low for ball 2. Good blocking by Gopal. That had the chance to skip past him, which would have put 2 runners in scoring position. But instead it'll go as a harmless ball 2. Kenny sets. 2-0 pitch. Down Broadway for strike 1. Two and one the count. Pitch. And he sends this one foul. Right at the Wellesley benches. And that's going to make the count 2-2. Timeout called by Jernigan. Nobody out, 2-2 the count to the Brookline DH. Engelman at first, Sawada at second. Kenny fires. That one comes in low for ball 3. Payoff pitch. Comes in low, ball 4. So that is going to load the bases for the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. Bases loaded, nobody out. Brookline trying to put something together after having just one base runner on a reach-on error for the first 3 innings. They load the bases to start the bottom of the 4th, and it looks like we're going to have a relief pitcher coming in. This is number 26, Snow. So 3 inherited runners. As of now, no runs allowed for Kenny, but he's responsible for the 3 runners on base for Brookline right now. As it stands, Kenny will be marked having pitched 3+ innings. And pretty much the only 1 hit and 2 walks allowed for Kenny, and only 1 strikeout. So a very uneventful pitching line for what were 3 pretty uneventful innings through the first 3 frames. Now things starting to get a little exciting for the Brookline offense, as they are in prime position to end this shutout and get themselves on the board. Connor Jernigan is at first. Charlie Engelman is at second. Keenan Sawada at third. And at the plate is Daniel Villa. Snow with his first pitch. And it's in there for strike one. The 0-1 pitch makes contact. Is that through the gap? No, it's taken by the shortstop. Thrown to second for one, but that is going to bring in a run. So Villa grounds into a 6-4 fielder's choice, but he does get the RBI as Keenan Sawada comes in to score. Brookline on the board. Now at the plate is Eli Rothman. First pitch to him in there for strike one. Rothman 0 for 1 today with a strikeout that ended the bottom of the second inning. He now faces an 0-1 count. The pitch. He makes contact. It's another grounder over to the shortstop. On to second for one. On to first. Not in time. Another RBI fielder's choice as Engelman comes in to score. Brookline now with 2 runs on the board. They haven't been the prettiest runs, but they are runs nonetheless. James Dialchand Erickson now at the plate, 2 outs, runner on first. That one is outside for ball one. One 0 pitch, and he slices this one high. It's into foul territory. Leibenthal is tracking it, and he's under it. So that ends the 4th inning, but Brookline in some slightly higher spirits as they get on the board, cut the Wellesley lead down to 8-2. And with those good vibes in mind, I'm going to take this moment between the 4th and 5th inning to spotlight a local charity organization, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the Foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, 75 BHS students have received scholarships from this fund to help them as they build their futures. Your support is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. And again, as always, you can find more information about our charity spotlight in the description of the video below. In the meantime, more baseball here on the top of the 5th. Nady Kessler returns to the mound. And his first pitch is in there for strike one. While pitching to Snow, the relief pitcher. And this time it's a hard grounder, bounces away from Engelman. And Snow reaches first. It's tough, but I think even as hard a grounder as it was, I think I would still score that in E5. So with a runner at first, now up comes McChesney. First pitch, he lays down a bunt, and it's going to go foul. McChesney, his last time up, he reached on an E5, but was then caught stealing second to end the top of the third inning. And after that pitch, he now faces a 1-1 count. As the wind gusts through, the 1-1 pitch comes in high. And that's going to make it 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is also high. That's going to be ball 3. The 3-1 pitch is also going to be high, and that's going to be ball 4. McChesney gets a free pass to first. Runners now at first and second for the catcher, Gopal. Gopal, in his previous at-bats, he led off the top of the fourth with a flyout to right, and before that, he lined out to the pitcher. So he's 0 for 2, and the first pitch is high and away for ball 1. Pitch, he shows bunt, lays it down. Kessler charging for it, picks it up, throws to first for the out. A successful sac bunt for Gopal. So 1 out now as they cycle back around to the top of the order with O'Neill. O'Neill's first pitches fell to the backstop for strike 1. O'Neill so far today, 1 for 1 with a double, 2 walks, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. He's now got runners at second and third with 1 out. 0-1 pitch is outside for ball 1. Now the 1-1 is skied out into the outfield. Kravitz is tracking it, coming under it. Oh, there's a collision, but they caught it. And it was a successful catch. The runners do tag up in advance. Bit of disaster almost there as Kravitz and Hart but that will make it 9-2 as that wild sequence does bring in a run. Now Banish at the plate. He takes strike 1 as there are now 2 outs in the inning. He slices this one foul and out of play. 0-2 now the count. 9-2 the Wellesley lead. Here in the top of the 5th. Runner at third, 2 down. Pitch comes in high, and that'll be ball 1. Banish, his last time up, he drew a walk and later came in to score. This pitch is sliced. Out of play once again. And so the count will remain 1-2. McChesney stands at third. 2 down, 1-2 the count here on the top of the fifth. The pitch comes in high. Two-two pitch. Catches the corner for strike 3. Banish goes down on strikes. So Wellesley does keep up their pattern of scoring in each inning, but this time they only get one. A sac fly by O'Neill gets the leadoff hitter his third RBI of the day as he brings in the relief pitcher Snow, who scored after reaching on an E5, so that will go down as an unearned run for the pitcher, Nady Kessler. As we get ready for the bottom of the fifth, due up for Brookline will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Turetsky, Levin, and, well, Turetsky, Kessler, and Kravitz. Snow returns to the mound for his second inning of relief. He came on with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the fourth, and I would say he kept the damage to a minimum. Never let the ball leave the infield. Pair of RBI fielder's choices. And then a pop-out ended the inning. Those two RBI fielder's choices representing Brookline's 2 runs on the board as they trail Wellesley 9-2. Leading off for the Warriors will be the catcher, number 2, Nathan Turetsky. Snow's pitch comes in high for ball 1. Turetsky, his last time up, grounded out to second in the bottom of the third. And he takes the second pitch for strike 1. One pitch. Curves in low, ball 2. And did Turetsky check his swing? No, he didn't. They called down to the first base umpire, and he said yes, he swung. So that'll make it a 2-2 count. And we got a timeout called, as there will now be a meeting at the mound between Snow and Gopal. So after that brief meeting, we return to the action. 2-2, the count to Turetsky, leading off here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch and an awkward swing results in strike 3. Now coming to the plate, the relief pitcher, number 8, Nady Kessler. By the shortstop, and that, I think, is going to be a single for Kessler. Depends on how you want to score it. And that was horrible timing on that disconnect, but it seems like things are all squared now. Either way, Kessler gets to first base. Now at the plate is the center fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Kravitz hits the first pitch fouled on the third base side. That's going to be strike 1. Kessler standing at first, a huge improvement over his tough outing at the plate on Monday where he went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He now stands at first after the hit, as that is going to be strike 2 to Kravitz. Kravitz had a bit of excitement in the top half of the inning as he collided with right fielder Nico Hart on a fly ball that was ultimately a sac fly. That pitch comes in high, ball 1, and that was really the Ryan Kravitz special. He likes to make himself small in that batter's box to draw more high pitches. 1-2 the count. Kessler, sizable leadoff from first. Here's the pitch, and that's a throw down to first, and that is going to be safe for Kessler, and that's going to be just inside to Kravitz. 2-2 now the count. Pitch is sliced foul to the backstop. Kessler was getting ready to take off for a potential hit-and-run play there, but nothing doing. Count will stay 2-2 to Kravitz. Another 2-2 pitch, and it's a dribbler down the third base side. This could be an infield hit, picked up by the pitcher, thrown to first. Oh, they just get him in time, but Kessler runs down to third. A 1-3 ground out by Kravitz gets Kessler to third. So it will be 2 outs. As now Keenan Sawada comes to the plate. First pitch is high for ball 1. Sawada, his last time up, he hit a hard one up the middle that could not be collected cleanly by McChesney at short, and he later came in to score. This pitch also misses ball 2. And that one catches the inside corner for strike 1. Interestingly enough, Sawada, in his first varsity season, through the first 2 games, he has 2 of Brookline's 3 runs scored. As this pitch comes in low, gets away from Gopal temporarily, but not far enough to bring in a run. Instead, it'll just be a 3-1 count. Snow's pitch. Sawada couldn't make himself small on that one, and that'll be strike 2. Full count, 2 outs. Kessler stands at third. Sawada trying to do some more damage at the plate. Payoff pitch. He makes contact and sends it foul. Count remains 3-2. Snow, another payoff pitch. Sawada makes contact. This is out to left. It's being tracked out and left and caught for the final out of the inning. So as we get ready to move to the 6th inning here at Warren Field, I am once again happy to say that today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts. Harvest Wealth Management is a full-service financial planning firm. They specialize in helping families with college-bound children maximize their financial aid and utilize other tax-driven strategies to reduce college costs. For many families in the middle class today, it is impossible to save enough for their children's college education. But Harvest Wealth Management believes it is not about saving more for college, but paying less. They can design a customized college funding strategy for your child and lead you through the financial aid process, which can be confusing and where mistakes can be costly. So don't stress. Call Oliver Shawley at Harvest Wealth Management, 781-902-0981, and ask for a complimentary meeting. Or visit them online at harvestwm.com to learn more. Once again, call 781-902-0981 or go online at harvestwm.com. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. And once again, you can find all the information you need on our sponsor for today, Harvest Wealth Management, or on our charity spotlight, Brookline Community Foundation. You can find all the information on them down in the description section of this video below. And of course, you can also find the same information that you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, my personal website, jessesports.com, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com, a link to my Instagram account where I post highlights from previous games I have streamed. Plenty of things you can find in the description section. And as always, if you enjoy the broadcast, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you got anything to say it in the live chat. And for Brookline, we've got some defensive changes, particularly on the mound, as first baseman Eli Rothman is now on the mound, replacing Nady Kessler here in the top of the 6th. His first pitch to Leibenthal goes in there for strike 1. A 1 pitch is just outside for ball 1. With Rothman taking to the mound, replacing him at his original position at first base is number 24, Connor Jernigan, the original designated hitter. As this one skips in but is blocked by the catcher. And that'll make it a 2-1 count. And this one skips in as well. That'll be ball 3. And that's going to be ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Leibenthal puts a runner on first for Maxwell. Maxwell is showing bunt. He lays it down right in front of the plate, picked up by the catcher and thrown to first for the first out. So the sac bunt does move Leibenthal to second, as now coming up to the plate is Albertson. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Okay, no worries, folks. You only missed 1 pitch, and it was a foul to the backstop. Made the count 1-2 to Albertson. 1 out. Leibenthal at second. As this one comes in low for ball 2. 2-2 pitch is fouled again to the backstop. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch again, and this time he golfs it out to the outfield. Hart's on his horse, and he's back there to grab it. That one looked kind of scary for a second. Might have caught a bit of a headwind. But either way, that's simply going to go down as a fly out to right. Runner does not advance. And so we've got 2 down. Coming to the plate now is a guy we saw earlier as a pinch runner, now a pinch hitter. It's number 11, Palladino. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. So Palladino hitting for Falcone, the designated hitter, as he takes this pitch high for ball 2. Two and 0 the count. 2 down. Leibenthal at second. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Shows bunt, lays it down, foul. Two and 1. Now the count after that foul bunt down the third base line. Pitch. That one just misses. 3 and 1. That one catches the inside corner. Strike 2. Full count and 2 outs to Palladino. Payoff pitch is going to skip in for ball 4. So runners now at first and second. And now up is the relief pitcher, Snow. First pitch to him is in there for strike 1. 0-1 pitch comes in high for ball 1. Snow's last time up, he reached on an E5 and later came in to score. He now faces a 1-1 count with runners on first and second and 2 down. And this one, he chops high. Infielder's going back, and it's Djalchin Derrickson who collects it for the 3rd out of the inning. So mark that as the first inning so far this game that Wellesley has not scored. Solid relief effort in the top of the 6th by Eli Rothman. Leaves 2 runners stranded, but Wellesley maintains a comfortable 9-2 lead going into the bottom half. Due up for Brookline will be the 3-4-5 hitters, Engelman, Jernigan, and Villa. And we've got another new pitcher for Wellesley now. And this will be number 13, Hardigan. So, Snow, who came in the bottom of the 4th inning with the bases loaded and nobody out. Has no runs charged to him, but he did allow 2 inherited runners to score. So 2 inherited runners score, but no runs allowed for Snow after 2 innings of relief. And since he came in the 4th inning, I don't think the starting pitcher, Kenny, is actually eligible for the win in the stat books. I think the starting pitcher's got to throw at least 4 innings in order to be able to collect the win. So the win might just go to Snow. It's hard to say. Once that happens, it gets a little weird in terms of how the stats collect. You know, it's going to be up to the official stat keeper's discretion, I believe. But either way, we now have Wellesley's 3rd pitcher today. This is number 13, Hardigan. He comes on here for the bottom of the 6th inning. First one he'll be facing is the 3rd baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelman. First pitch from Hardigan is fouled to the backstop for strike 1. Engelman, his last time up, he drew a walk in the bottom of the 4th and later came in to score on a fielder's choice. He represents the most recent run for Brookline as they trail Wellesley 9-2. This one's fouled off again. Engelman in the hole early, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, and it's fouled again. Engelman gets jammed inside, but sends it down the first base side toward the Wellesley bench. Stays alive at 0-2. 0-2 pitch again. This one comes in low, and Engelman holds his swing. Almost fooled him with the off speed on that one. But instead, the count is 1-2. And this time, Engelman sends it out to shallow left. McChesney going back, and he's got the catch. So Engelman was to some degree able to read that off-speed pitch and get his bat on it. Almost had some good placement there, just hung in the air for a little too long. And it looks like we got a discussion between one of the officials and Brookline head coach Brendan O'Connor. Maybe a pinch hitter situation? And he's just trying to explain the substitution? I'm not sure. I mean, this is the stage of the game, as you guys have seen, where, you know, the substitutions are made, the pinch hitters, the moving around to fielders, all of that. But I don't know what is happening here. Are they pinch hitting someone for Jernigan? It looks like they're bringing in someone to hit for Jernigan. And this is number 13. And my roster's a little faded, but I think number 13 is Conrad Wickman. I believe the count is now 1-1 with 1 out now in the inning. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh no, my mistake. Number 13 is Nico Hart. I'm such an idiot. He was playing right field. As he fouls this one off, stays live at 1-2. So Nico Hart, who was just playing right field, just playing defensively, and that's why I'm the fool here. That's why I'm wearing the dunce cap, because he wasn't in the starting batting order, but he was in the starting lineup. So I was looking at the list of substitutes when I should have just looked at the starters. Either way, the count to Hart is 1-2. Pitch makes contact, and that's over the third baseman's outstretched glove. That's going to be a single for Hart. Now coming to the plate with a runner at first and 1 out, it'll be the left fielder, number 7, Daniel Villa. Pitch makes contact. It's a hard grounder over to second. They throw to second for 1, on to first, and I think they got the double play. Yes, they did. A 4-6-3 double play ends the 6th inning. So I think I understand where the confusion came in between O'Connor and the official, as they took a guy who was in the lineup but was only in the lineup defensively, and they moved him into Jernigan's place in the order. However, as we can see now, Jernigan, who has been switched from DH to first base, is still on the field as the first baseman. So it was sort of an unconventional substitution kind of thing, as I forgot to switch from top to bottom of the 6th, because it's now top of the 7th. As we get ready for the last frame, Rothman returns to the mound for his 2nd inning of relief. Due up for Wellesley will be the 8-9-1 hitters. That should be McChesney, Gopal, and O'Neill. So after the completion of the warm-ups, leading off indeed will be the shortstop, number 1, McChesney. Wellesley up 9-2 on Brookline. Last inning, the 6th inning, was the first frame where Wellesley did not score. First pitch from Rothman is sliced high in the air, in the infield, and Sawada calls for it and takes it. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And now coming to the plate will be the catcher, number 21, Gopal. And that's in there for strike one. That one is just outside for ball one. This pitch is sliced into foul territory and out of play off the tree. And that'll be strike two. 1-2 the count. Pitch from Rothman. Makes contact. That's into the field. And it's collected cleanly by Dialchand Eriksson and thrown to first for the out. Good credit to Dialchand Eriksson making the play there. You know, we've seen before how the infield dirt has been messing with the fielders here and there today. But Dialchand Eriksson makes it look easy for the 6-3 groundout. This is ball one to O'Neill. And O'Neill gets a big crack of the bat. It's going into left field. Villa's on his horse, and that's going all the way to the wall. This will be another extra base hit for O'Neill as it's chucked back into the infield to limit him to a double. O'Neill's hitting line for today now reads 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, a walk, a sac fly, a run scored, and 3 RBIs. And of course it reconnects right after the catch. I don't know why the connection sometimes hates center fielders, but a nice sliding catch by Ryan Kravitz put an end to that inning with no score. Apologies for the disconnects here and there. I'm using the Xfinity Wi-Fi, and sometimes it just gets a little finicky. Okay, we're back, and hopefully that'll be the last time that happens. I mean, 1/2 inning left to go. Weird, that's the first time we've seen it disconnect twice in a row like that. I don't think I'll use this Xfinity Wi-Fi next time I'm out here at Warren Field. As we did miss a fairly nice catch by Kravitz out in center field. You know, we've certainly seen, for those of you who have followed my streams of Brookline baseball, we've certainly seen more highlight-worthy catches from Kravitz. He can be quite the wizard out in the outfield there, but it was a nice catch and put an end to a scoring threat. As we enter the bottom of the 7th, Hartigan comes back out to the mound for Wellesley for his second inning of work. Due up for Brookline will be Eli Rothman, James Dialchand Eriksson, and Nathan Turetsky. First pitch to Rothman, and he makes contact, sends it out to left, and it's easily caught. Can of corn for the first out. Now coming to the plate, the shortstop, number 21, James Dialchand Eriksson. First pitch to him is in there for strike one. And this one is sliced to the backstop for strike two. 0-2 is the count to Dialchin Derrickson with, with one out here in the bottom of the 7th. And he makes good contact here. Left fielder on his horse. He's not going to get it. That's over his head, and this is going to go for extra bases. James Dialchin Derrickson runs down to second with Brookline's first extra base hit of the season. Great contact there from Dialchin Derrickson, and I believe we have a new batter at the plate. This is number 22, Ben Doktoroff. First pitch to Doktoroff is inside for ball 1. Next pitch is strike 1. One pitch. Comes in high for ball 2. Hardigan checks the runner and fires. And a hesitation swing, but he gets a grounder. Fielded by the second baseman and thrown to first for out number 2. Now coming to the plate, we've got another pinch hitter for Brookline. This is number 14, Declan Tracy. Dialchin Derrickson taking a big lead off from third, but the first pitch is inside for ball 1. And this one's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Hardigan the pitch, and he's got contact right at the third baseman, and that is going to end the ball game. Our final score here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The Wellesley High Raiders 9, the Brookline High Warriors 2. What the? Boy, that got weird. I don't know why my scoreboard was out of place, but I wasn't able to see it. My apologies for that. So a few technical difficulties and a few weather difficulties, but ultimately we got through it. Tough outing for Brookline against a very strong Wellesley team. I mean, we knew they were strong going in, knew it was going to be a tough opponent, and definitely some early struggles for Brookline. Gave up 2 runs in each of the first 4 innings. But in the bottom of the 4th, Brookline's offense finally found its form. Got 2 runs on the board, and while they weren't able to add any more, they were able to get some guys on base and even into scoring position fairly consistently through the later stages. So definitely plenty of issues to work on for Brookline for first things first, definitely got to come out of the gate a little stronger, particularly on the defensive side. Got to limit those mistakes, limit the walks, limit the wild pitches. Definitely plenty to work on. But, some bright spots here and there. They started, they definitely got the bat on the ball a lot more today than they did on Monday, as they go from 15 strikeouts and just 2 hits on Monday against Newton South. They only struck out twice today. So huge improvement in that respect for the Brookline hitters, and they were able to ultimately get more runs on the board today with 2. But ultimately, Wellesley does take the win. Final score, Raiders 9, Warriors 2. So thank you all so much for tuning in today. From Warren Field, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Be sure to check out the description section of the video to find out all the information you need about our paying sponsor for today, Harvest Wealth Management of Needham, Massachusetts, as well as our charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. You can also find the same information you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, with more information about me, what I do, and how you can commission my services. My email address, jgms88@gmail.com, if you want to contact me directly with any questions you might have. A link to my Instagram account where I post, highlights from previous streams. And as always, if you enjoyed the broadcast, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, as I don't think this will be the last you'll see of me covering Brookline baseball this season. At least I hope not. And so yeah, that's going to do it. Final score, Wellesley 9, Brookline 2. From Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good rest of your weekend.